I am Reverend Apostle Eris Mary. I am an apostle in Cameroon. I am born a Cameroonian from the Northwest region, precisely from Bamenda. And I am sick and tired, and I must speak today. I'm not speaking today as a citizen of Cameroon. I'm not speaking like a Southern Cameroonian. I am speaking as an ambassador of God in Cameroon. I am speaking as an ambassador of heaven, standing in the land of Cameroon. I am speaking as God's vessel in a nation where I stand to represent him. I am speaking as an ambassador in a nation where my assignment is. I am speaking as God's servant in my nation. I come today in pain. I come in tears because too many things are going wrong and they continue to go wrong. And yet we have time to worship, and I think this is time that we have to see manifestation of our God, and it's about time the church stop hiding behind speaking in tongues and jumping hallelujah. It's about time the church wake up to the truth and wake up to reality. It's time. It's time, and I am not afraid to speak today. I have been quiet and I have been waiting, hoping that the fathers of the land will speak, and nobody is saying nothing, and I am standing as God's vessel.
So one thing you realize is she just explained it, and like, okay, I've been waiting for the fathers of the land to speak and nobody's saying something. It's the same thing, right? You guys, some of us are thinking, okay, we're going to wait, and this problem that we are dealing with in our nation, it is the sole responsibility of the government to stop the war, to fix the problem. And that is why on the 11th of February 2024, we put an end to the war for Cameroonians below the age of 40. You've been waiting and nothing is happening. So keep listening and pay attention.
And my heart is heavy. And if you are a Cameroonian or you are a citizen of the kingdom, share the video. Share the video. Because somebody have to say something. This nonsense. When the fight started, they said the lawyers were fighting, the teachers were fighting. And I was in that fight 100%. And then suddenly I heard is Ambazonian. I don't know what Ambazonian is. I want them to explain to me because I don't know exactly who they are and what they are doing and who is their leader and what is their assignment. Can somebody come on this page and educate me well who Ambazonians are? I want to know exactly what is going on in Cameroon. I want to know what is happening in the southwest region. Some of us, I cannot go home. I cannot go home. They burned my father's house. They called me to give 15 million francs. The Ambazonian called me to give ransom of my father 15 million after they've kidnapped him, tortured him, burned down his house. Now, I took it quietly. At least it's a house they burnt. They burned down a house. But today they cut children. This child could be my son. This girl could be my daughter. I have children. If you kill your own, who are you? Who are Ambazonians? Who are you people?
And this is the fascinating thing, right? And because I share her sentiments, it's the same thing that happened to me. My father-in-law would have been killed by the Ambazonian soldiers. Thank God that he was able to escape that situation. And I'm saying this to say in the same thing, the same story. They extorted money from us and they were planning to kill him. This is what our people should be learning, because it started with the teachers and the lawyers, like she said, and all of a sudden a group of individuals hijacked it and moved us to a different direction, and we have been following blindly. Today we are even fighting people under the comment section, and you're asking yourself the question, man, can we stick on the plan? The teachers and the lawyers were marching. That is what we were advocating for. How did we move from the teachers and the lawyers marching to those people coming up with an idea, Ambazonia, and everybody in the nation is following blindly? So if some other group of people come up with another idea and move us to another direction, and all of a sudden we are going to that direction blindly. Imagine. I mean, this is time for us to hold ourselves and be able to think and reflect and get back on track. When you have a project, you have a goal, push that to the end. And don't let someone come hijack you, because this is why most of us, we struggle in life, because you have a plan, you have a vision, and you're pursuing that vision. All of a sudden, somebody comes up with another idea and you start following that idea. All of a sudden, you're lost. And now we have thousands of people dead. There was a legitimate cause that the teachers and the lawyers had. Where did this idea come from? What did we actually do to end up in this situation? Let's keep listening.
Douala is full of Southwesterners and Northwesterners, and you said it's La République. But how are we hiding in La République? Ambazonia, come out and tell me who you are. Who are you people? Who are we? Explain to me, who exactly are you? I am sick and I am tired. I need them to come and tell me if it's a sect, if it's a cult. We need to know. Enough is enough. Every man of God, come out from that pulpit. Shut up, close that Bible. Come on, take the Bible to the street. We are done with this right now. We are done with this right now. Let them tell us. Because I see people marching in Texas. I see people marching in Maryland. I see people marching in Germany. And they say they are Ambazonians with flag. If you are in Texas, stop the fake people. All these people marching on Facebook in Ambazonians. Some say they are Ambazonians, and I see them all on Facebook Live. Come back home. Take that march to Douala. Take that march to Kumba. Go to Kumba. Pay your flight, go to Kumba. Pay your flight, go to Bamenda. Let me inform you people. If you are real, who is your leader? We are sick of these fake people hiding in some small holes in America, hiding in Germany, hiding in Belgium. The last time I checked, Nelson Mandela did not win his country by hiding in another country. But today, where are you guys? You are hiding and making Facebook Live on your bed. At least you have a bed. The people you are intoxicating to go out and fight, they don't have a bed to sleep. They don't have houses. And I can't go home. We can't go. They are threatening me every day. On a daily basis, they call me. They want me not to come to the Northwest.
If you are still thinking of this war not ending, you are going to be a victim very soon. They've shut up your mouth, they've threatened you, but you gotta speak up. They cannot kill all of us. Do you understand what I'm saying? You gotta speak up. This is the time right now. And this is the problem with our Christianity in Africa or in Cameroon. We want to speak in tongues, we want prophecies. The kind of Christianity that built a nation like America is the kind of Christianity that I learned from a book written by Max Weber. Practical Christianity, the Protestant work ethic and the spirit of capitalism. That your faith should have a correlation with your productivity. That the God that you serve is for you, is with you, believes in you, and gives you the power to go out there and create prosperity and transform your condition. Not the kind of God that only sees some people trying to kill you, that only sees some altars that were erected to hold you down. That kind of God is not the God that I believe in. I believe in the God that is for me, that is standing with me, that believes in me, that wants me to go out there into the world and succeed and be a productive citizen of society. That is the kind of God you should be worshiping. People have their version of God. People's gods only see prophecies and see your life getting miserable, or only sees things that happen in the future, predict soccer games, predict politics and all of that. The kind of God I'm talking about is the God that wants you to go out there and win and succeed. And that is the God I serve. That is the God that built America. That is the God that has built any European nation. How do you feel when you go out there feeling depressed because you feel like people around you are trying to kill you? What kind of mindset is that? We got to change that kind of God. And I want to let you know, you got to get to the place where if the God that you're serving is not actually giving you the best, you have to change that God. You replace that God with another God. A God that is for you, a God that stands with you, a God that wants you to prosper. And I'm happy to hear what this great woman of God is saying. It's time for action. Let's keep watching.
You know, I have to send contribution. And you sit there and you say you're an ambassador in America walking the streets of Dallas, Texas. Why would you not walk there? At least the streets in Texas is gold now. It doesn't have potholes. Go out and march. Ambazonians in Texas, go and march. That your court is killing people. This is your court killing people. Share this video as much and let it get to all those people in Texas marching. You want to march? Come home. You want to say you are a son? Come home, come home, come home. The war is in Northwest. The war is in Southwest, not in Maryland. Come home, come home. Leaders, you call yourself what nonsense, useless leaders, useless people, bloodsuckers, sect. I know of the Anglophone crisis. Yes, we were marginalized. Yes, we know our stuff. I don't know where the separation came. God have not told me about separation. Yet we have passed.
Good. That is another woman of God saying God has not told her about separation. And God has not told me about separation. Keep listening.
Hiding and calling separation and yet praying to God. And said God said they should separate. For 4 years, we have had orphans. We have had widows. Houses have been burnt. I went to Nigeria. I saw young Cameroonians, ladies, a prostitute in Nigeria. Men sleep with them for how much? For 5 naira. They are sleeping with our girls in Nigeria. And you sit in America, your children go to school, you go to your job, and when you finish having your job, you look for the spare time, you're not working your slavery, and then you go to the street, you want to march. Most of Americans they are on asylums, they can't come home, and they are instigating this fight from their comfort zone. Why can't they come home and fight? If this fight is real, why can't they come? Look at those children dying. You are the ones sending money to support them. You are the one instigating all this nonsense. When they kidnapped my father, they said they instructed them from America. What? Can somebody define me, Ambazonia? Who are they? Is it a spirit? Are they demons?
Ambazonia, my dear sister, is an organization or a movement that was initiated by Gojin Dinka, a Cameroonian from Widdicombe who studied law in Britain, came back to Cameroon in 1964. In 1985, when the name changed from the United Republic of Cameroon to the Republic of Cameroon in 1984, he assumed that French-speaking Cameroonians had seceded from our union. That mindset is what created this whole initiative. He is 93 years old today. Most of the people following do not even know about him, and they don't put him on their website as the architect, as the founder of this movement. They just follow blindly. And my dear sister, most of the people that are advocating for this movement do not know the history of Cameroon. Most of the leaders, some of them studied chemistry, some of them studied other subjects. They don't know about the history of Cameroon. They've discredited, twisted history to suit an agenda. That is exactly what is going on. So that is what Ambazonia is. Ambas Bay, that is where he derived that name and called it Ambazonia, and said we have to secede from this union since the Republic of Cameroon has seceded, because they assume that the name change indicates cessation. That is why it is ludicrous to think that this is how this idea was created, and our people are following blindly behind this initiative. That is why.
Who exactly are they? What do they represent? What is their assignment? Because right now, if you say Ambazonians are Southern Cameroonians, and Southern Cameroonians are not safe in your presence, who are you? I release thunder in the midst of that wicked council of anyone or man or woman of God that come on Facebook and tag with a stupid flag, and our kids are being killed, slaughtered by your own folks. What a shame. What an abomination. What a disgrace. I am ashamed. I am ashamed of you Anglophones hiding in America, calling yourself we are Ambazonians.
No, we are standing up right now, sister. This is time for us to take action and change our nation. We are not going to sit back and 20, 30 years down the line, we get to say we had no control over the situation. So we are taking action to transform our nation. We are taking action to transform our nation. Why? Because we are enlightened. And that is why we are citizens of Cameroon. We travel around the world to acquire knowledge, come back home and be the change. And that is exactly what we are doing right now. Hope that answers your question.
What Ambazonians? You are useless people. If you are indeed somebody that's important, why are you not in Bamenda? Why are you not in Kumba? Why are you not in Boya? Why are you not in Limbe? Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding in Maryland?
That's the same question I've asked. I've asked the question, why are they hiding abroad? And they've found all sorts of excuses to say this is the reason why they have to fight from a distance. Tell them, go down there and be in the forefront and fight with your people. None of them have said they want to do that. They want to stay abroad and keep doing the things they are doing.
Why are you hiding in Maryland? Come home. Witches and wizards, come home. Come home. Come home. Witchcraft council, come home. If you are real, come home. Our children are dying, come home and march. Our children are being starved every day, come home and march. Our God, husbands are killed, come home and march.
I think it's not just witchcraft. There's an element of witchcraft in it, but I think there's another dimension of ignorance. Ignorance at the highest level, ignorance about our history, ignorance about how the world works. And I just want to let you know that they have traveled around the world and every other nation has looked at their case and dismissed it and said, go back there and fix your problem in your nation. This is not something we can engage in. But yet they came back and did not tell the people the truth, and they keep pushing this agenda. So that is where we are, and that is why what is happening right now is going on.
Come home and march. Come home and march. What is this? What nonsense is this? And everybody is scared of you guys. Everyone is afraid to speak. Cameroonians, it's time for you to wake up. Stop it. Let the Ambazonian come out and define themselves. You can't fight a battle without direction. You can't fight a battle without direction.
Yes, that's true. They don't have a coordinated leader, right? They don't have coordinated leadership. And this is a problem that we've been dealing with for the past 63 years. Leadership has been a problem in the Anglophone zone. To find a leader that can mobilize people and actually move towards a particular direction has been a problem. And that is why we are rising up to solve that problem. The CSDP, we are coming up with an initiative to raise Cameroonians, both French and English-speaking Cameroonians, that will go out there and change that nation. So that is what CSDP is all about. We are raising nation builders, formidable individuals that are strong physically, that are strong mentally, that devour books, that look at the current economy, look at world trends, and they are able to go out there and be that catalyst of transformation in Cameroon within the next 20 years.
When, my God, we had, what are you talking about? Like, really? Who fights for their nation out of their nation? Who does that? I am warning all those stupid people hiding in America, calling themselves leaders of Ambazonia, having their secret stupid meeting, conniving and making rubbish, and you are the ones sending those ex-convicts, those thieves, those school dropouts to stop our kids from going to school. You are the one.
I'm happy that you understand that the problem is not the Ambazonian fighters on the ground. The problem is leadership. I'm glad that you identify that, because I have empathy on the boys. I love them. They are just misguided. But they are beginning to wisen up. They are beginning to realize themselves. And we are on a good path.
You are the one. Nonsense. Bullshit. Useless things. What nonsense. What nonsense is this? Do you see those children? You caused them. People in Ambazonia in America, you caused this killing. You caused the death of those children. You say it's La Republic? The last time I checked, we are all here in Douala. Why did La Republic not shoot those people in Douala? Why did La Republic not kill the Ambazonians that you say Ambazonia in Yaoundé?
They just put up an explosive and killed about 50 or 100 people in Cambe and said La Republic caused it. And this is how delusional this movement is, that people will intentionally destroy their own and then blame someone else for doing that. This is unthinkable. This has never been heard of. That is what is going on.
Why did they not shoot them? Why did they not shoot them? You shoot your own, you cut the head of your baby, and yet where is the future? Where is the future? What are we talking about here? I'm not afraid of no Ambazonian. Wake up and tell me, are you not tired of drinking blood? Are you not tired of sucking blood? Are you not tired? Are you not tired of sending children home, become parents without parents? Are you not tired of seeing women becoming widows? Are you not very soon the girls in Bamenda will not even have husbands because you have killed all their husbands?
No, they justify this and they say every nation in the world has fought a war, and so it is their time to fight their own war for independence. And I'm like, if there's any group of people that have gone through pain in this dispensation, is Africans. We went from slavery and slave trade where our chiefs and authorities sold our own people to the Caucasians, and they can be seen around Europe and America. They were sold as slaves. We did that. We went through that cycle. The First World War and the Second World War came out, and we participated, and Africans died in that war. Our people think that is not enough. We've gone through colonialism for a very, very long time. Our people think that we need more suffering. This kind of mindset is delusional, that we need more suffering to get freedom. It's not a time for us to think strategically, learn, and come up with systems to help solve our problems. No, we have to fight wars to achieve that. It is insane.
When the people march, when the lawyers march, when the teachers march, I didn't see anybody killed like now. Today they kidnapped. They went to my father's house, kidnapped my father, took him to the bush. How can Ambazonian go and kidnap an old man? This man is 70 years. And then you ask me 15 million. And then you say I should call you and say I am an Ambazonian. I am not an Ambazonian. I am not your sect. Ambazonian is a sect. If they are not sects, let them come out and show us their leader. Let the leader come go down to Southwest and stay in his house.
That is exactly what happened when they kidnapped my father-in-law. The fascinating thing was the stories that they spread around after that incident. They said this was somebody that lives in Yaoundé and comes to Bamenda to cause trouble. And they spread that message. Not even one of their news media told the truth. And which got me thinking that if they can lie like this, because this is somebody I know woke up from Bamenda that morning to share this kind of story, it got me thinking that this whole thing, there's a scheme behind it, is full of lies, and which got me on a 6 months of research leading to this moment to understand exactly what is happening. Our people have been lied to, they have been deceived, they have been manipulated, and now they are waking up. They are beginning to know the truth. Change has just started.
Let the leader go to Northwest and stay in his house. Let the leader go out and march with the people. Let the leader stand up and speak from their land. You can't be fighting out and say you're afraid. You are afraid of who? If you know you are right, come home. Come home.
If you know you are right, come home. I agree with that. I agree with that.
I am not with you. Come home. Come home. Share the video until you get to all those frustrated people in Dallas. Frustrated Cameroonians in Dallas. Sans papier. They are sitting there. They don't have papers. Asylum. Most of them are on asylum, cleaning shit. They can't come home. Yet they dig shit and send money home. And all these cool drops are killing our children. How can you fight for your country and stop education for 4 years? How can you do that? Is that the country you're building? And yet your children are going to school in America. They obtain their doctorate, they obtain their masters, they celebrate, they are graduating, and you know you have no shame. They are getting married. You have parties, you have birthdays, you have all the whatever going on, and we are here in Cameroon, and you have the audacity to carry your miserable self to the street in Dallas, Texas, Maryland. What are you marching? Come home. Come home, useless people calling themselves with one useless flag Ambazonian. Come to Southwest. Come to Northwest. We want to see you. We want to see you. I am looking for people that will join me. Let's go to the street. Stop the killing. Stop molesting our life. Stop putting us on unnecessary tension. What are you people looking for? I speak as an apostle of my land, Cameroon. I speak as a voice in my country. I am a voice in this nation, and I am commanding every gathering, every conniving meeting of the people that this nonsense. Fire, I command the elements of nature to destroy them. I call upon the element of destruction. Let the moon, the earth, the land, the trees, the everything, the animals, the insect, fight them. Fight them. Useless people. You kill your own. How can Ambazonians people say you have a nation, yet your country people run from you and go and hide behind military people? How come? How come?
The military is the one protecting your people. You're fighting against French-speaking Cameroonians or the French government, and your people are finding safety more in Yaoundé and Douala. And they are becoming prosperous and wealthy and building a better life than they did living in your own zone. And now you're preaching for them to return. Most of the people, we've done our research on this. Anglophones, I want to be honest with you guys. A lot of the Anglophones in Douala and Yaoundé are not going to return back to the English zone. That is what they think. They build better houses. They've buried their loved ones in the French zone, and they are not returning home. As you keep fighting, they are leaving. This area very soon will be farms, and people will be farming food in these areas and distributing it across the nation. That is what this is pushing for. The integration that you guys have been avoiding for a very long time is happening through this. And that is why the Bible says, all things work for the good of they that trust the Lord and accord according to his purpose. Even this Ambazonian struggle is going to work for the good of Cameroon. The entire nation is going to integrate, and then the decentralization is going to happen. And then that nation is going to experience great prosperity. Because, dear sister, this is what happened. We had federalism that came through a filter called indirect rule to us. So the English heritage we had is not directly influenced by the Englishman. It is influenced through indirect rule. That is, the British led our people through our chiefs and through our indigenous leaders. And because of that, we did not really experience the kind of transformation that those who actually had the English people stay in their midst and initiated the change. You see, on the flip side, our French people had assimilation, which came through the filter, the colonial filter called direct rule. That is, the French nationals were present in the French zone and actually helped in the transformation of our people. And so because of that, you realize that the English zone is strong on tradition compared to the French zone. We fought more tribal wars than the French zone. And all of this has to do with our primate thinking that has not been refined. That is why you see most of us, we still carry our traditions everywhere around the world. And we think that is something that makes us unique. But the reality is, I've studied history for the past 1400 years. Look at Europeans and their evolution. Look at Africans and their evolution for the past 1400 years. And you realize that European nations had traditions stronger than us, and that is what our people do not know. They had traditions stronger than us. They had numerous gods. You see in your Bible, Apostle Paul went to Rome, to Greece, and you realize that there was an altar that was designed for an unknown God. They had all sorts of altars. And the reason why this happened is because everyone in the world has had some tradition that was so strong at some point in their evolution. In the case of Rome, you realize that the emperor called Constantine at some point saw a cross in his vision when he was ready for battle. And that cross indicates that he will go to battle and win. He went and won, and he decided to let go of his own tradition and adopted Christianity and made it a national religion. And that is where the Christianity that we see today started spreading around the world. Our people don't know this. They think their tradition is so special, and they are the only one who hold this tradition. But I just want to let them know that this tradition that you hold so strong creates nepotism. If you have a job opportunity, you are not thinking of looking for someone who is competent. You're thinking of someone that comes within your tribe. Even if they will charge you twice and do a shady job, you will prefer somebody from your tribe than someone that is competent. This is what the version of federalism that we have produces. And I just want to let you know there's a high chance of French citizens, if they learn how to save and plan for the future, learn how to engage in research, they will advance than most other nations in Africa. Every nation in Africa colonized by Britain has the same limitation. Nigeria is one of those nations. You realize they are still strong on traditions and their tribal beliefs and tribes. And the whole reason is because the prime thinking of the African nations that had indirect role through the British did not fully transform and engage in that system to understand what they need to do to bring about their transformation. And I just want to let us know it's a food for thought. It's something for us to think about, because 100 years down the line, if we do not make those changes, French colonists, if they get up and start understanding that they need to save up, plan for the future, and be able to reform their thinking and engage in research, they will be further than every other nation in Africa. And this is what many people fail to know. Associating with the French, some people say, oh, Paul Biya said he has tried to assimilate us to no avail, and the thing is a terrible thing. Assimilation means we come together and be one, think like one, act like one. When a nation has that kind of a spirit, we go further. We become great. We do not have that unity in spirit. And that is why you see these fragmented ideas across our nation. Even in our Christian faith, we're trying to just copy Nigeria with everything. We're trying to copy Nigerian celebrities. We don't have that self-image as Cameroonians. And that is what this our entire movement is fostering, to find that unique identity that represents us as Cameroonians. And I want to let you know there's enormous opportunity when we integrate with the French and change our thinking. We can take over the entire continent of Africa, because we will tap into the English markets in Africa and tap into the French markets in Africa as well. This is the unique opportunity that only Cameroon has in Africa. And that is why we are pushing for development. We are pushing for peace. We are pushing for unity, so that we can be able to understand each other and make our nation better. The Frenchman system is we put everything in a bucket, have everything in one place as one, and then we distribute it so everybody is fine. Our system is, no, I stay in my corner. That is federalism. You stay in your corner, and whatever we produce, we put a little in the bucket to take care of the rest. But this system of putting everything together works. It's beautiful. In marriage, imagine that you come together, your wife says, I want to stay in my own house, and you stay in your own house. Are you guys going to bond? No. And the failure is we've misinterpreted every action of the French as marginalization, as assimilation, looking at it as something bad. But at the end of the day, I think it's for the good of everyone. And this is how we bring clarity to the situation and the dilemma that we have been experiencing in our nation. There is hope. When there is life, there is hope. Our best days are ahead of us.
If militaries are killing, you are killing too. Who are you? Should you not be protected if you are real? And Bazonian is a sect, is a cult, is a blood-sucking demons. And they have their people that are hiding in America. And all of them that are in America, they are sans-papiers, asylum seekers. Come home. Come home. Nonsense. Enough is enough. Come home.
All right, if you like this video, you're gonna like this other episode, and you can watch it by clicking right here.